Almost every man overlooks something important, even though it matters more than he realizes. And interestingly, it is something women quietly appreciate, even if they rarely talk about it. Think about this for a moment. You have probably seen men who seem to have it all together. They are good-looking, confident, maybe even successful with money and status, yet somehow they still struggle to create deep, meaningful connections with women. Something just does not click, and they cannot figure out why. The reality is, attraction is not built only on appearance, wealth, or social standing. What many men fail to notice are the small, subtle behaviors that leave a lasting impression. These are not loud or obvious moves. They are quiet, powerful actions that often go unnoticed, yet they shape how a woman truly feels about you. In this exploration, I am going to reveal some of those hidden desires women experience but rarely express openly. These are not typical dating tips you hear everywhere. They are rooted in psychology and timeless human behavior. And when understood properly, they can completely transform the way women perceive you. Now, imagine this for a second. What if you could connect with a woman on a level she does not even fully understand herself? What if you could stand out effortlessly, without chasing her, without over-explaining yourself, and without trying to prove your worth, just by knowing how to make her feel safe, appreciated, and emotionally understood? That alone would instantly place you ahead of most men. Here is the uncomfortable truth. If you are unaware of these deeper principles, you are already at a disadvantage. You might lose attraction that could have grown into something meaningful. You might miss out on a connection that could have stayed in her mind long after you were gone. That is why understanding this matters so much. And once these ideas truly click for you, especially the last three, the way you see attraction in relationships will never be the same again. Let us move into the first idea, something most men underestimate: the quiet impact of touch before intimacy. Imagine you are on a date. The atmosphere feels right. Conversation is smooth. Both of you are enjoying the moment and there is laughter on both sides. But deep down, something feels slightly off. She is there. She is engaged, yet she is not completely open. Later, you drop her home, send a message, and then nothing. No response. Just silence. This is the point where many men unknowingly lose momentum. A lot of men assume attraction is built through words alone. They focus on being funny, telling interesting stories, or trying to impress with what they say. But the truth is, women do not connect only through conversation. They connect through emotions, through the energy you bring, and most importantly, through how they feel around you. One of the most overlooked ways to build that feeling is through calm, intentional touch. Not something rushed or needy, and definitely not something that feels forced. It has to be natural, respectful, and effortless. Even the smallest gesture, when done with genuine intention, can completely shift the connection. A light touch on her shoulder, a slow and comfortable hug, or a gentle reassuring gesture at the right moment can change the entire emotional tone between you. These simple actions communicate more than words ever could. For many women, emotional safety carries more weight than physical attraction. Non-sexual touch sends a clear message without speaking. It tells her that you respect her space. It lets her know she can relax around you. That sense of comfort is what allows real intimacy to develop. It is not about using perfect techniques or trying to perform. It is about being present, slowing things down, and actually noticing her responses. When you create an environment where she feels appreciated instead of pressured, everything begins to flow naturally. Men who truly stand out do not try to rush or control these moments. They allow things to unfold at their own pace. They stay grounded, calm, and aware of the situation. They understand that real connection grows in a space where there is ease and comfort. When you carry yourself with that kind of calm intention, you naturally become someone she feels safe with, someone she is drawn to without needing to chase or force anything. What makes this even more powerful is that it works on a level most people are not consciously aware of. When a woman feels safe and emotionally at ease around you, her guard naturally lowers without you having to convince her of anything. That sense of comfort is not created through big gestures or dramatic moves, but through consistency and small, respectful actions. The way you sit, the way you listen, the way you respond to her energy all play a role. Intentional touch, when it feels natural, reinforces that emotional safety. It shows confidence without aggression and interest without pressure. The key is awareness. You have to notice how she reacts, whether she leans in, relaxes, or pulls back. Respecting those signals is what separates a man who understands connection from one who is just trying to impress. Patience also plays a huge role here. Many men rush thinking they might lose the moment, but real attraction builds when there is no rush at all. When you slow down and stay present, you create space for genuine feelings to grow. That is what makes the connection feel real, memorable, and different from what she usually experiences. Another layer to this is emotional awareness. Many men focus only on what they are doing, but real connection comes from understanding what she is feeling in each moment. When you are tuned in, you notice the small shifts in her mood, her body language, and her energy. This allows you to respond naturally instead of guessing or forcing anything. That awareness makes your presence feel calm and grounded, which is something women rarely experience. It is also important to understand that restraint is attractive. Not reacting impulsively, not rushing into physical closeness, and not trying to escalate too quickly creates a sense of control and confidence. When your actions are slow and intentional, they feel more genuine. It shows that you are not driven by desperation, but by clarity and self-control. Over time, these small moments build trust. Trust then turns into comfort, and comfort opens the door to deeper attraction. When a woman feels she can relax around you without pressure, she begins to associate you with emotional ease. That feeling stays with her even after you are gone, making your presence far more impactful than any words you could say. The psychology behind this is rooted in the way the human nervous system responds to touch. When someone touches another person in a calm, non-threatening way, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for relaxation and bonding. This is the same system that is activated when we feel safe and connected. On the other hand, when touch is rushed, awkward, or aggressive, it activates the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for fight-or-flight responses. This creates tension and discomfort rather than connection. Understanding this distinction is crucial for any man who wants to build genuine attraction. The goal is not to touch her as much as possible, but to touch her in ways that make her feel safe and valued. This requires a level of emotional intelligence that many men have not developed. It requires being able to read her cues, to know when she is open to physical contact and when she is not. It requires being able to adjust your behavior based on her responses rather than pushing forward with a pre-planned strategy. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer, who wrote extensively on human nature, observed that a man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. This idea of freedom is relevant here because when you are grounded in yourself, when you are not dependent on her approval, you are free to connect with her in a genuine way. You are not trying to manipulate or control. You are simply being present and allowing connection to unfold naturally. That freedom is deeply attractive because it signals that you are not needy, that you are not looking for her to complete you, that you are already whole on your own. And when a woman senses that, she feels safe to be herself around you. She feels safe to let her guard down. And that is when real intimacy begins to develop. There is also a philosophical dimension to this that is worth exploring. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we should not seek to have events happen as we wish, but to wish them to happen as they do happen. When it comes to building attraction, this principle is essential. Many men try to control the outcome of their interactions with women. They try to say the right things, do the right things, and manipulate the situation to get the result they want. But this approach is fundamentally flawed because it is rooted in fear, not in confidence. The man who truly understands attraction does not try to control the outcome. He simply shows up as himself, treats the woman with respect, and lets the connection develop naturally. He understands that he cannot force her to feel something she does not feel, and he is okay with that. He is not desperate for her approval. He is not afraid of rejection. He is secure in himself, and that security is what makes him attractive. The philosopher Seneca, another great Stoic, wrote that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This is true of attraction as well. Many men suffer in their imagination. worrying about what she thinks, whether she likes them, whether they are saying the right things. But all of this anxiety is unnecessary. When you are grounded in yourself, when you are present and authentic, you do not need to worry about any of that. You just need to be yourself and let the connection unfold. If she is meant to be in your life, she will be. If she is not, she will not. Either way, you will be fine. This is the mindset of a man who truly understands attraction. He is not chasing. He is not trying to prove anything. He is simply being and letting things happen naturally. And that is what makes him irresistible. Now let us talk about another hidden desire that women rarely express openly, the need to feel truly seen. Many men go through life interacting with women on a surface level. They notice her appearance, her smile, her laugh. But they do not really see her. They do not see her struggles, her hopes, her fears, her dreams. They do not see the person behind the mask. And this is a missed opportunity because the deepest desire a woman has is to be truly seen and understood. When you can see her in a way that no one else does, you create a bond that is difficult to break. She feels like you understand her on a level that is rare and precious, and that feeling is deeply attractive. The philosopher Martin Buber wrote about the difference between an I-it relationship, where we treat others as objects, and an I-thou relationship, where we truly encounter another person as a whole being. When you see a woman as a whole being, when you see her complexity and depth, you are relating to her in an I-thou way. And that kind of relating is transformative. It changes both of you. It creates a connection that goes beyond the surface. So, how do you see a woman in this way? It starts with curiosity. Most men are not genuinely curious about women. They are interested in them, but they are not curious about them. They want to know if she likes them, but they do not want to know who she really is. This is a subtle but important difference. Genuine curiosity means asking questions that go beyond the surface. It means being interested in her thoughts, her feelings, her experiences. It means listening not just to respond, but to understand. It means being present with her in a way that makes her feel valued and important. When you do this, you stand out from the vast majority of men who are only interested in their own agenda. You become someone she feels safe opening up to. And when she opens up to you, she is giving you a gift. She is sharing parts of herself that she does not share with everyone. And that gift should be honored, not taken for granted. The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard, who wrote extensively about the human condition, observed that anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. When a woman opens up to you, she is experiencing that dizziness. She is taking a risk. She is making herself vulnerable. And the way you respond to that vulnerability determines whether the connection deepens or fades. If you respond with judgment, criticism, or indifference, she will close off. She will not share with you again. But if you respond with warmth, understanding, and acceptance, she will feel safe to open up even more. And that opening is the foundation of deep emotional connection. This is not about techniques or strategies. It is about being a person who is safe to be vulnerable with. It is about being a person who can hold space for another person's emotions without needing to fix them or control them. It is about being a person who can simply be with another person in their pain or joy without needing to change anything. That kind of presence is rare, and when a woman experiences it, she does not forget it. There is also the hidden desire to feel cherished. Many men confuse desire with demand. They want a woman, but they do not value her. They want her attention, but they do not appreciate her. This is a subtle but important distinction. To desire someone is to want them. To cherish someone is to hold them as precious. When you cherish a woman, you treat her with tenderness. You value her for who she is, not just for what she can give you. You show her that she is important to you, not through grand gestures, but through small, consistent acts of kindness. You remember the little things. You show up for her when she needs you. You make her feel that she is a priority in your life. And when a woman feels cherished, she feels secure. She feels that she matters. And that feeling is deeply attractive. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, who is often misunderstood on this point, wrote that there is always some madness in love. But there is also always some reason in madness. The madness of love is the passion, the excitement, the intensity. But the reason of love is the appreciation, the respect, the commitment. When you have both, when you have the passion and the appreciation, you create a love that is both exciting and enduring. And that is what most women are looking for. They are not looking for someone who will just chase them. They are looking for someone who will see them, cherish them, and stand by them. The philosopher Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, taught that the goal of life is to live in agreement with nature. And it is human nature to seek connection, but it is also human nature to seek safety, to seek understanding, to seek appreciation. When you can offer these things to a woman, you are living in agreement with that nature. You are offering her what she truly needs. And that offering is what creates deep, lasting attraction.